Welcome to The Breaking Mind. In early June of 2008, something deeply disturbing happened inside a quiet suburban home in Mesa, Arizona. The house belonged to 30-year-old motivational speaker Travis Alexander. Travis was known among friends as outgoing, ambitious, and deeply involved in his community. But in the first week of June, something seemed wrong. For several days, his friends hadn't heard from him. He missed phone calls and stopped responding to messages, which was unusual for someone who was normally very social and active. Concerned, a group of friends went to his home on June 9, 2008, to check on him. What they found inside the house was horrifying. In the bathroom shower area, Travis Alexander's body lay in a pool of blood. The scene was incredibly violent. Later examinations revealed that he had suffered 27 stab wounds. His throat had been deeply slashed, and he had also been shot in the head. The bathroom walls, floor, and sink were covered in blood, indicating that a violent struggle had taken place. While searching the house, investigators also found a digital camera inside the washing machine. It appeared someone had tried to destroy it by running it through a wash cycle. However, the memory card inside the camera still contained photographs, and what investigators eventually recovered from it would become one of the most shocking pieces of evidence in the entire case. To understand how such a brutal crime happened, investigators had to look closely at the people involved. The victim, Travis Alexander, was born in 1977 and grew up facing a difficult childhood before eventually building a successful career as a motivational speaker and salesman for a company called Prepaid Legal Services. He lived in Arizona and was known by friends and colleagues as charismatic, hardworking, and deeply religious. Travis was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and was very active in church activities. In 2006, during a conference in Las Vegas for his company, Travis met a woman named Jodi Arias. Jodi Arias had been born in 1980 in Salinas, California, and had spent most of her life in California before eventually moving to Palm Desert. Friends often described her as artistic and quiet, someone who enjoyed photography and creative hobbies. When Jodi and Travis met at the conference, they quickly formed a connection. Their conversations continued long after the event ended, and within a short time they began a romantic relationship. The relationship developed quickly. Jodi even converted to Travis's religion shortly after meeting him and was baptized by Travis himself during a ceremony held in Southern California. But despite the strong attraction between them, the relationship soon became complicated.
The relationship between Travis and Jodi was intense, but it was also unstable. Although Travis was very religious, the two maintained a private, intimate relationship that conflicted with the moral expectations of his faith. This caused tension in their relationship and reportedly made Travis feel conflicted about continuing to see her. After only a few months of dating, Travis decided to end the relationship. However, the breakup didn't completely separate them. They continued communicating frequently through phone calls, text messages, and emails, and they sometimes continued their physical relationship even after breaking up. Friends of Travis later said that he often described Jodi as possessive and jealous, especially when he spent time with other women, reportedly slashing his tires and hacking his social media accounts. Over time, their relationship became increasingly strained. Travis was trying to move forward with his life, meeting new people and planning trips with friends, while Jodi still seemed deeply attached to him. By 2008, their connection had become complicated and emotionally intense, with periods of closeness followed by distance and arguments.
On June 4, 2008, Jodi Arias traveled to Travis Alexander's home in Mesa, Arizona. According to the evidence later discovered, the two spent time together inside the house that day. At some point, they took photographs using a digital camera. Some of these photos showed ordinary moments, while others were more personal. Eventually, Travis went into the bathroom and stepped into the shower. The camera continued capturing images, including several photos of Travis standing in the shower. But the final images on the camera were different. They were blurry, chaotic photographs that appeared to have been taken suddenly during a struggle.
Investigators later concluded that this was the moment when the attack began. Travis was violently attacked in the bathroom. The injuries suggested a desperate fight for survival. He suffered numerous stab wounds across his body, a severe cut across his throat, and a gunshot wound to the head. Blood evidence indicated that he had tried to escape the attack and defend himself, but the assault was relentless. After the attack, the camera used earlier that day was placed inside the washing machine, apparently in an attempt to destroy the evidence. The attacker then left the house, leaving behind one of the most brutal crime scenes investigators in the area had ever encountered.
For several days, Travis's body remained undiscovered. Friends eventually became alarmed when he failed to return calls or appear for scheduled events. When they finally entered his home on June 9th, they discovered his body and immediately contacted police. Investigators began examining the scene, collecting evidence, and trying to reconstruct what had happened inside the bathroom. The damaged camera found in the washing machine quickly became a crucial piece of evidence. Even though the camera had been through a wash cycle, forensic specialists managed to recover the memory card. When they examined the photos stored on it, they discovered images taken on the day of the murder, including photographs of Travis just minutes before the attack and disturbing images taken during the violent struggle itself. These photographs helped investigators establish a timeline of the events that had occurred in the house. As detectives began examining Travis Alexander's personal life, one name repeatedly came up: Jodi Arias. She had been his former girlfriend, and she had maintained contact with him even after their breakup. When investigators first questioned her, Jodi denied being involved in the murder. She claimed that she had not been in Arizona at the time and said she had not seen Travis recently. However, as investigators continued their work, they discovered evidence that contradicted her story. DNA evidence found at the crime scene linked her to the attack, and the photographs recovered from the camera placed her inside the house on the day Travis died. When confronted with this information, Jodi changed her story. She then claimed that two unknown attackers had broken into the house and murdered Travis while she was present, and that she had managed to escape. Investigators found inconsistencies in this explanation as well, and eventually Jodi admitted that she had killed Travis Alexander, but claimed that she had acted in self-defense.
The case eventually went to trial in 2013 and quickly gained national attention in the United States. The trial was widely covered by the media and broadcast live, attracting millions of viewers. During the proceedings, detailed evidence from the crime scene was presented, including photographs recovered from the camera, forensic analysis of the blood evidence, and testimony from investigators who had examined the house. Jodi Arias took the witness stand and testified for many days, describing her version of events and claiming that the killing had occurred during a violent confrontation. The trial included extensive questioning about the relationship between Jodi and Travis, their communications, and the events leading up to the day of the murder. Experts also testified about the physical evidence found at the scene and the injuries Travis had suffered. While Jodi Arias maintained that she killed Travis Alexander in a moment of self-defense, the prosecution presented a mountain of evidence suggesting a cold, calculated execution. To the state, this wasn't a panic-induced accident, it was a meticulously planned hit. They revealed that Jodi had rented a car specifically to avoid leaving a digital or physical paper trail with her own vehicle while traveling from California to Arizona on the day she murdered Travis. To stay off the radar of gas station surveillance cameras, she even brought along extra gas cans. The weaponry was just as telling. Investigators linked the ballistics at the crime scene to a .25 caliber handgun that had been stolen from her grandparents' home only a week before the murder. Even her physical appearance was part of the ruse. She traded her recognizable blonde hair for a dark brown dye to blend in as a plain brunette. This transformation was confirmed by witness Ryan Burns, who at the time had no inkling of the brutal crime Jodi had committed only hours earlier, and by the forensic teams who discovered long brown hairs at the scene.
Between her evolving stories and the sheer overkill of the attack, 27 stab wounds, a shot to the head, and a slit throat, prosecutors argued the violence was far too deliberate to be anything other than premeditated murder. The weight of this evidence left little doubt for the jury, who found Jodi Arias guilty of first-degree murder. However, the legal battle was far from over. The proceedings then moved into a high-stakes penalty phase to determine if she would face the death penalty or spend the rest of her life behind bars. The decision proved to be a deadlock. Even after a second penalty phase trial was conducted, the jury remained unable to reach a unanimous verdict on her execution. With the jury hung, the final sentencing power shifted to the bench. In April 2015, the judge sentenced Jodi Arias to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In the end, Jodi's attempt to wash away the evidence only led investigators straight to her. After years of trials and headlines, justice was finally served, but the scars left on the community remain. If you found this case as gripping as I did, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. If you liked the way the story was covered, share this video with others, as it helps the channel grow. For more deep dives into chilling true crime stories, subscribe to The Breaking Mind. Until next time, stay safe.